Perhaps this concealment was beneath me. It is done, however. It was done for the
He's like an evil villain, just like,
nothing more to say, no other
there she goes.
Hi there, welcome to K Reacts, and today we are continuing to watch the BBC Pride and Prejudice miniseries, and today we are on episode 4. Last episode we ended on a very big note of Mr. Darcy finally confessing his love to Elizabeth, and it went very badly as expected because he is very awkward and Elizabeth totally hates him, and he had no idea because he just never talks to her. So we're gonna continue forward and see what happens next, and I'm super excited. And if you guys could just hit the subscribe button, like, comment, it would help out the channel so much, and I thank you guys so much who have done that so far. So let's just move forward. People always think that Jane Austen and stuff is like super snooty. Ignorant fools. Jane Austen, William Shakespeare, and all other like old literature, people just have no idea. Oh, poor Mr. Darcy just got his heart ripped out and set on fire. And, you know, can you imagine just with Elizabeth? She's just so hardcore because Darcy is basically a billionaire, and she's got, like he said, no connections, and she's not poor, but she's like middle class, and it would set her up for life and her family. And she's just like, nah, true love only, I can't stand you, and I don't care how rich you are, how high up you are, I ain't gonna marry you because I don't like you. Too bad. She's a boss.
Make my apologies to Lady Catherine Fitzwilliam.
You just missed him, sorry.
This guy here?
You know what? He just left.
Oh my goodness. Eek.
She was persuaded to believe herself in love and to consent to an elopement. She was then but 15 years old.
Ugh, Mr. Wickham. Just the worst.
Mr. Wickham left the place immediately.
Bye-bye, Mr. Wickham. Mr. Collins.
You do look...
Ooh, super awkward.
Will you do me the honor of reading this letter?
See, literally me though, I cannot express myself very well by just talking. I have to write everything out. I'm so much better at like writing letters.
The situation of your family, though objectionable, was nothing in comparison with the total want of propriety so frequently betrayed by your mother, your younger sisters, and even occasionally your father.
Ooh, you can't deny it. He's just spitting some facts here.
Perhaps this concealment was beneath me. It is done, however. It was done for the
He's like an evil villain, just like,
nothing more to say, no other
there she goes.
His attachment to Rosings certainly increases.
Talk about seeing what you want to see.
And indeed of the gracious
You
condescension.
will write to your mother and tell her you wish to stay a little.
We seem to have been designed for each other.
Yeah. Oh no.
Aren't you glad we came to meet you? We should be such a merry party on the journey home. Kitty, you're squashing my back!
A very merry party.
Poor Mr. Wickham. There is such an expression of goodness in his countenance.
That's what I was saying before, that he just made all the terrible choices and can't just actually be good. Dirty, dirty shame.
I believe we should say nothing about it at present.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-mm. Gonna come back and bite you in the butt.
Perhaps you move from Meryton.
That roast looks so good.
From the regiment.
And yet,
I am unmoved.
well.
Well.
I'm afraid I still do prefer Mr. Bingley to any other man I've ever met, and Lizzie.
Oh no, Jane.
I shall be myself again.
No.
As if I had never set eyes on him.
It's so sad.
My comfort is she will die of a broken heart, and then he'll be sorry for what he's done.
Such a comfort.
We wouldn't see you disgraced in front of all the officers.
All the officers. Oh no.
Excuse me, I must speak plainly. If you do not take the trouble to check her, she will soon be beyond the reach of amendment. Her character will be fixed as the most determined flirt that ever made herself and her family ridiculous.
I mean, I get his point of view, and he has a reasonable argument, but I also understand where Lizzie's coming from too. But it's just too bad that there's one scumbag in there who is just gonna take advantage of her stupidity, and she's just beautiful and dumb. Neither of them really took into consideration in either of their arguments.
Rather, my knowing him better improved my opinion of him.
I see.
He's like, what does that mean?
It is but 5 miles from Pemberley, and owes much of its prosperity to that great estate.
Her instant change, she's like, shoot.
I shall conquer this. I shall.
Poor Mr. Darcy. Still thinking about Elizabeth. Oh my goodness. That is like the most gorgeous house for real. Uh-oh. They see me rolling. They hating. Oh my goodness. The most iconic scene. Here it comes. And she is really pretty. Here we go. The part that makes middle-aged women's heart flutter. It's like so obviously a stunt double. Like you couldn't just not show his face or actually put Colin Firth underwater or something. There's so many ways to avoid that. Oh, there he is in his wet shirt. Oh.
Mr. Darcy?
Miss Bennet.
Ah, it's so awkward.
Excuse me, your parents are in good health.
His fallback.
Excuse me.
Oof. Too awkward on both sides. Can you just imagine being found at the house of the guy you told you hated? I love this outfit he's wearing. Like that green, yellow, and the stripes. So good.
Please allow me to apologize for not receiving it properly just now. You were not leaving.
We were, sir. I think we...
He was probably thinking like, I thought I'd never see you again. My true love. Oh, look who's here.
Delighted to make your acquaintance, madam. Delighted, sir. You're staying in Lambton, I hear.
Yes, sir. I grew up there as a girl.
Delightful village. I remember running from Pemberley to Lambton as a boy almost every day in the horse chestnut season. Let's walk down
Oh, he's being like so out of character. Off-brand Darcy.
Do I ask too much to introduce my sister to you during your stay at Lambton?
Oh, he wants her to meet the fam.
Good day, Mr. Gardner. Mrs. Gardner. Good day, Miss Bennet.
So cool and collected when you know he's dying. Oh, she looked back. There's hope for you yet, Mr. Darcy. Alright, well that was episode 4 of the BBC miniseries Pride and Prejudice. We are more than halfway through now, so that's good stuff. Another very good episode that I really liked. I kind of feel like this one wasn't super eventful, like the other ones were always supercharged with like really exciting stuff, like the 2 proposals, Bingley coming to town, Bingley leaving town, and, you know, all sorts of stuff. This one didn't have a ton of things happening. Like, the most exciting thing was Lizzie and her aunt and uncle going to Pemberley, and then Mr. Darcy showing up. But otherwise, it was just kind of stuff happening, like slower stuff happening, I should say. But it's, I mean, it's still good, but in comparison to the other ones, it wasn't like super like, oh boy kind of stuff, you know. But by no means bad. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know. But I'm excited for the upcoming ones too, because there's gonna be some crazy stuff, as we all know. So yeah, I'm excited. So I thank you all for joining me on this watch, and if you all could please like, comment, and subscribe, that would be super helpful. And thank you for joining me on K Reacts.